So I finally got the book of Kim's Lost Words, and oh my gosh, my mouth dropped. This is jaw breaking, and I just can't believe it. I have no words. I have no words for this book. It's just mind-boggling, and it's just crazy what I just read. It took me an hour to read it, and once I was done reading it, I had to like process everything that I just read. And I'm like, does this really happen? Does this really happen in her life? And like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I was like in her world by reading this, if that makes sense. I feel like I was just transporting and going back in time and just reliving her life basically, and what she went through and what she witnessed, what she saw, what she experienced. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy. This is like her life, what she went through and what she adored. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, it's fake, it's not really coming from her. Some people are just made the whole thing up, it's not coming from her own words, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. I believe, and I'm going with my gut instincts, that she wrote this. This is her experience and what she went through throughout the years with Diddy. And I believe she wrote this. I believe she is telling her story, telling her truth. May her rest in peace. And she want the whole world to know. You know, despite that everything what's happening in Diddy's case and lawsuits and things are coming into light, but just hearing it, not hearing it, but reading it from her, coming from her, it just makes so much sense now. It's like putting pieces together. It's like putting a puzzle together. You know what I mean? You're just trying to figure out the timeline and what happened there, what happened here, and then just trying to put everything together to make sense. You know what I mean? It's like things were just like broken up, and now things are coming together. And that's, I feel like with this book, it's a journey of her life. It's getting justice for her life. And I just feel like, she's here, not here physically, but she's in spirit, and using her words and whoever published this book on her behalf for her to shine the light and let people know what has been going on in her life at the time when she was still alive, if that makes sense. And I recommend that you purchase this book and read it entirely. It's not, like I said, it's not that much pages. It's very light. It took me an hour to read it, but I just want to read certain things that just like, oof, like really, really, really made me think. And I want to do like more investigation and dive deep into this. So this is chapter 5, and it's called, the title is called Sean Kneels. The year passed, and thankfully we didn't have many bad arguments. Although Sean was strangely getting into voodoo. He would put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had an excuse and delays when it comes to committing to marriage. His label was blowing up, Biggie dropped, and it was just about over. He also signed Mary J. Blige. And of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought, pardon me. He claimed it was a mistake, and my stupid ass took him back. Again, Sean asked me for a threesome with her. At first, I was mad, but Mary was beautiful. It was our first threesome, and I loved it. Mary was sexy. Pause right there. Like, I knew Sean Diddy signed Mary J. Blige back in the day, but I didn't know there was like a threesome with the three of them. That was mind-boggling to me. And I just want to make it very clear, what people do in their closed doors is their business. I feel like at that time, she was young, he was young. Mary J. Blige was young. A lot of people was just experience their sexuality and stuff like that. That's fine. If people want to have an open relationship, which apparently that Kim Porter and Sean Diddy did have throughout the relationship, it was an open relationship to have people in their bedroom to engage sexual activity. Hey, that's their business. No judgment there. But there was other people in the relationship. Apparently Jennifer Lopez, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, Faith Evans, Jamie Foxx, not with a threesome with Kim Porter, but with Diddy, I'll be sure, with Diddy and Kim Porter. So there's a lot of sexual activities there among this threesome group, which again, it's not a crime. If both parties were willing and engaging, that's fine. I'm okay with that. People are young. You experiment things when you're young and curious. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I thought that was just, when she added, when she said Mary J. Blige, I was like, what? I was blown away. So the next chapter I'm going to read, that was chapter 5. Again, I'm going bits and pieces of the chapter, but you can again read the whole book entirety once you get it. What really struck me the most out of this book and this chapter, who is XXXXX? Kim kept referring to XXXXX. And to me, that's a big mystery. Who is XXXXX? No one doesn't know. Everyone's speculating is Russell Simmons. Am I saying it right? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if that's true, but I would love to know, and I want to get to the bottom of this, and I want to find out for myself who is XXX, because she kept referencing in one of the chapters, and I'm trying to find it for you guys. Okay, I found it. This is chapter 8. Chapter 9. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it. Chapter 9, going back to Cali. And then she kept referencing to this. So I'm just going to start. Where would I start? I am so sorry, you guys. Okay, I'm going to start here. I woke up and left the bedroom where I was with Jada Pinkett. And Sean happened to be coming out of the bedroom with XXXXX. And Will Smith. Yes, XXXXX attended the parties from time to time. I could see him with Will, kind of snuggling up on the bed together. I was grateful I wasn't asked to join in that room. I didn't really like XXXXX. Who is XXXXX? Anyone curious? Please let me know and find out, because I'm going to find out too, but I'm just so curious who is XXXXX. I'm going to continue on just a little bit. I didn't know what it was about, but in this situation like this, I didn't really have a choice. It was becoming more violent when he didn't get what he wanted, and I didn't really want to fight. So I sat down. Before he started talking, XXXXX came out of the room. Sean was wearing boxers. XXXXX was in his birthday suit. XXXXX addressed us morning. When he turned around, in order to close the door, there was a dry cum stain on his back. XXXXX walked over, pulled a chair out to sit next to us, and lit up a blunt. Okay. Pause. I have no words. I have no words. No words. And I'm going to get to the bottom of this to find out who is XXXXX. And maybe XXXXX is in one of those videos, in one of those tapes, that hopefully it gets released and we will find out who is XXXXX. Now, what really broke me towards the end, and I was in tears that, Kim wanted to get out, and she got out. And I believe, and when I was reading this book, when she threatened Sean, and she had Kamara Simmons with her so she could have a witness, she grabbed all the tapes, because this was her exit strategy, because she needed to have leverage against Sean Diddy Combs, just in case if he doesn't leave her alone, or if he tried to threaten her, that she can use something against him. And I feel like it was kind of good and it was kind of bad, because at the same token, she used that leverage to have him back off, but it cost her life. It really did. And I believe that. I 100% believe that for a fact, that it costed her life, because she wanted out. And in this chapter, chapter 18, called Sweet Goodbyes. And I'm going to read this. Sean kept his word for the most part until he didn't. I end up pregnant again. He wanted energy from that too. That would be my last sex party. My body will never be ravaged by so many people again, especially while I'm pregnant. What if something happened to my twins? After that, I wanted out. But when I tried dating someone else, they would end up dead from pneumonia. I knew Sean was behind it. It was not a coincidence. He gets jealous of a guy, and they die off of ammonia. I could be next. If I'm going to get out of this alive, I'm going to have to do something to make him stay away from me. I had a plan, but it's dangerous. Sean has a vault where he keeps videotapes of all his conquests. I started sleeping with him again. After he fell asleep, he was starting to drink heavily. I would get into the vault and get a couple of tapes, take them home and make copies, and swipe them for the next set of tapes. A few days later, it took weeks to get them all copied, and he never knew that I had them. This was my way out. Some of the tapes had things I would never have expected. The gay parties are one thing, but the young boys like Usher, Little Bow Wow, and Justin Bieber, I could never known. My God, he is grooming Quincy. This has to end. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how she was feeling at that time? Looking at those tapes, seeing Usher, Little Bow Wow, which I never knew that. I only knew about Usher and Justin Bieber. And Justin Bieber, and Kim Porter can think about her son, Quincy. This man is going to groom my son to do exactly what he's been doing to these young boys. And sure enough, now her son is older now. He's doing exactly the same thing, following his daddy's footsteps, grooming other people. Isn't that disgusting? What Kim Porter was trying to get away from, trying to protect his son, Quincy, from following his daddy's footsteps. Isn't that crazy? It's just insane. How can you not say this is not real? What's happening and what's coming out now? Like what she is saying before she passed. She's seen it all. She dated the man for 13 years, and you're trying to tell me she has not seen things that she was not supposed to see or hear things? Come on now. Let's get to the program here. Let's use our common sense. This woman has engaged and seen and heard things. And you're trying to tell me that some of the stuff may not be true, that it's just allegedly or fake? No, I don't believe it one bit. I really don't. I truly really don't. And I believe that he had something to do with her death. And this is going to be my final read. Chapter 19, final. Things were okay for a while. I started dating again. It was almost normal until I got seriously with someone. Then my boyfriend died of ammonia. Go figure. I knew it was Sean again. That's when I decided to write this book. A few days ago, my home was burglarized. Only laptops were stolen. I knew it was that bastard or his goons. Of course, I had copies in the cloud that I was able to easily download onto this new computer. Smart woman, smart. She knew. Sean Diddy Combs, that he was one step ahead. She was one step ahead of him because she downloaded everything. That's how smart Kim Porter was. She downloaded everything. That's it. That is it. I would have done exactly the same thing. You got to be one step ahead of these crazy people. These people that unhinged. Crazy. That's it. Continue. As I continue to write now, I send this into the cloud as well. I send out copies via emails, and my Google Drive password will be attached so the missing chapters can be accessible. This book must get out. There are so many more chapters to add. This outline is a great start. I have to organize the rest of the chapters and add them in little by little. I plan on spending today working on exactly that, but I'm not feeling very well. Thank God the kids aren't here this weekend so I can get rest. I called Kamala, to cancel our tentative plans for a meetup. When I spoke to her, she said, "Girl, that doesn't sound like the flu. You want to go to the hospital?" That didn't immediately alarm me. I just needed some rest. I told her and quickly got off the phone. But why can't I get my doctor? Why won't he pick up the phone? Oh no. I called Sean from my bedroom where I am laying in my bed. All I could think about was the kids, my babies, who are with this monster, the man that I now suspect of having done this to me. Sean picked up with an air of superior in his tone that let me know it is too late for me. He spoke confidently into the phone. "Hello?" I screamed at him. "You bastard! I have your fucking children." Excuse my language. Not coming from me, her. Sorry. And he said, "What are you talking about?" "The kids are with me," he replied with a mocking innocence. There literally nothing I can do. I could only ask, "Did you even love me?" Instead of answering the question, he responded, "The most important thing to me in the world is loyalty." I couldn't believe it. I had to ask even though I understood. What the blank does that mean? With the same fringe innocence, he mocked Kim. Is something wrong? He's going to continue this game to this bitter end. I asked one last time, "How could you?" Again. With the narcissism I had now come to despite, he responded, "How could I? Do what? I give you everything. You went to someone else. You left me just like everyone else did. You asked, how could I? How could I what?" I yelled. "Look, what you did what you did to everyone around you." There was only anger in his response. "So you're saying everyone leaves because of how I am, and you're going to expose me?" He had me burglarized. I knew it. I shouldn't have threatened him. I should have just published the book. I'm going to die, like Heavy D, like Biggie, like Pac, like so many others. And it's because he is a monster. Plain and simple. Before hanging up, I simply said, "That's not the only copy, you blank." Then I shot a group text. I texted everyone. He got me. Then I called 911. As I sit here waiting for the ambulance, I'm writing this chapter and praying that I make it to the hospital. I don't feel like writing anymore. I may not be around to see it print. It's okay. I'm sending it out. He won't get away with this. I will have my I will have my say, my final words. Sean Combs will get exposed, even if I lose even if I lose my life doing it. My kids have always been the most cherished possession. I want the world to know that. But importantly, I want them to know. And that's when I teared up because she rather die, risk her life to expose this bastard, this monster, what he has did to her, what he has done to young boys, to other people. Because I'm sorry, no 47-year-old woman would die due because of an pneumonia. There's no way. There's no way. He had her poisoned. He had her killed, period. And I'm not saying allegedly, this is my gut. This is a pattern with Diddy. It seemed like when people are trying to walk away from him and they don't want to deal with his nonsense anymore, people die or disappear or get their car blown up or whatever. He has an MO. He has patterns, and it doesn't tie up to him because he has other people do his dirty work for him. He really does. But the truth is coming out. Everything is coming to the light. Sean Diddy Combs is going down for everything. And I pray that God has mercy on his soul. And the person who is a victim by this is his children, his girls, his daughters, because obviously that's their father. And then they're going to hear all the truth and the disgusting things that he has done over the decade. Whether they believe it or not, I don't know. That's up to the girls. That's up to the girls and the victims. And I just have to say, this book is just chilling. It's just crazy, and it's coming from her own words. And I pray that justice will prevail. I really do. For Kim Porter, for Justin Bieber, for all the victims that's been brutally tormented by Sean Diddy Combs and his bodyguards, some of the bodyguards who tormented that woman, the last woman who's doing a lawsuit against him, Mrs. Graves, Talia Graves. Disgusting human being. And I pray they throw the book at him. I don't care if he cuts a deal. I pray they throw a book at him and everyone else that was involved, because this has to stop. This has to stop because this is just ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And I pray that they throw the book to the maximum of all of them, all the people that got involved. I really do. So let me know what you think about the book. If you got it, if you read it, please comment on it. I recommend that you get this book, you read it. Please let me know about your opinions and your thought. Is it fake? Is it coming from her own words? Let me know. I already told you how I feel. I believe that book is real. I believe it's coming from her own words, her experience, and everything that's been saying about Diddy. It's kind of similar, is matching what she's been saying, because she's been with him was with him at the time for 13 years. So it's just crazy. And I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts about it. And I'd say thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel, and I will talk to you guys on the next show. Bye.